straight up to heaven. We can leave.
The recent 39 perk rework has set the community somewhat ablaze, with people on some sides saying the game is becoming even more survivor-sided with slowdown perks absolutely decimated, and some people saying that the game is becoming more killer-sided, with Dead Hard, Iron Will, basically every single strong survivor perk has been nerfed. And I think everyone's wrong on this. Let's talk about that. As many of you know, I mostly play killer, but that doesn't mean I am somewhat blind to the plight of survivor players. It also doesn't mean I disillusion myself with believing I'm the best killer player ever, or I'm the best survivor player ever. But I have been playing this game for an exceedingly long amount of time, and I've seen a lot of the changes that it's gone through, and a lot of the things that, have changed as just the game's gone on. I have seen people, cry, that the game is over as soon as, one perk gets changed, when Ruin got nerfed, like, just the entire thing, or buffed, depending on, where you look at it. And I think that a lot of people are wrong about this update. This isn't going to ruin Dead by Daylight or force the game in one way or another. This is a revitalization, an actual change. This is what we have been asking for years. This is the cure to a stale meta. Would you like to know how, games like League of Legends and Apex stay so, fresh over time? I guess Apex isn't that fresh, but League of Legends stays continually fresh because they just take out their fucking Nerf gun and start firing at random shit. And that's what they need to be doing in Dead by Daylight. I don't want to see Dead Hard every single match. You don't want to see Dead Hard every single match? Then just start fucking nerfing stuff. Just start buffing random perks. Now life is super good. Now life is the meta perk. Just like a million different things. That is what needs to happen. Of course, these meta nerfs were kind of willy-nilly, and they severely targeted meta perks, but also they targeted a bunch of random-ass perks. Jolt is now an incredible perk. That is the perk that, takes off progress from each generator in your terror radius after you down someone. Now it doesn't have a cooldown. That is a fantastic slowdown perk. That is incredible. Are you tired of Dead Man Switch Scourge Hook? There you go. It's gone. It's gone now. You can't use it anymore. There is no synergy anymore. Well, they still work together, but not in the same way as they did before. And this is what people have to understand. There is a change here. This is good. This is good. It doesn't matter if you think, oh, this is ruining Survivor. It's really not going to. I promise you. I promise the changes to the numbers are not enough to seriously impact the game in, a meaningful way. They are going to change the game. Chases are going to feel different. You are going to have to parse out resources. Dropping the pallet instantly is no longer the safest play possible. Generators take longer, so it's going to be harder at comp levels to just, drop every single pallet as you get to it and then just keep running, and there's nothing the killer can do anymore except, face camp. Now, I've seen a lot of people out there on Twitter saying things like, oh, face camping is gonna be, it's still gonna be a thing because of the haste status effect and the endurance status effect. Well, not really, because borrowed time was already in the game, okay? And people would, in general, people kind of avoid borrowed time. Sometimes they hit through it, sometimes they don't. But that's really up to the killer. But the haste status effect, imagine, if you will, you hit someone, okay? So they get 7% haste along with the other haste. That is going to make chasing that person exceedingly difficult. And again, you are going to need that 2 hits again, right? So most of the time, you can check for borrowed time. But now you don't have to check for borrowed time because this is an immediate, always happens, right? So number one, 2 things. You can count to 15 now, okay, for killers. And also, that person has a haste status effect. So if you get into a chase with them, it's going to be harder to chase them, especially at the start. So honestly, it's more worth it to just chase the healthy survivor. Now, does this mean that chasing the healthy survivor grants you the same benefits as it did before? No, but it is more optimal to chase the healthy survivor now. It's not better than tunneling, but it is still pretty good, and this is a change in the right direction. This is exactly what needs to happen. It doesn't matter that tunneling could still happen. You could do anything. You could literally make it so that every decisive strike is base camp, every single hook state. People are still going to tunnel. That is still going to happen. You can't stop people from doing that. There is no way to do that. And so, asking behavior for some sort of, magical cure-all for channeling is going to change nothing. This is a good update. This is promising. This is exactly what we want. We need a meta shakeup. We need changes. For survivors, you are going to have to master a new chase. Do you have any idea how boring it is to chase in the exact same way every single game over and over again? That's one of the reasons I stopped playing Survivor, because I was doing the exact same thing every single game. Loop window, drop pallet, loop window, drop. It's the exact same thing. Now, holding W isn't as good anymore. You are slowed down. It is not worth it. Well, we'll see, but it is not as worth it. And I know that when the PTB is out tomorrow, the The absolutely deranged minds of this community are going to come up with some fucking insane builds, and I, for one, am extremely excited. I love change. Of course, I want to go back to the good old days of Dead by Daylight when, you know, everything was overpowered or whatever, but that's not going to happen. That is never going to happen. You are never getting that back. And so constantly complaining about whatever they do is useless. It does nothing. Just embrace the change. Feel it. It is not going to ruin Survivor. It is not going to ruin Killer. I promise you. Those extra 10 seconds, that's a lot of time. That is a lot of time on a generator. Of course, yeah, it's whatever. It's more boring for Survivor, but it's been the same way. An extra 10 seconds is unironically not going to kill you. That's a big deal for Killers, but it's not a big deal for Survivors. I swear to God, you will be okay. I promise. On top of this, people are still thinking about those 10 seconds with the perma slowdown mindset that we are currently in now. Slowdowns have been gutted. Every single good slowdown has just been gutted in this update. Ruin sucks. Corrupt Intervention sucks. Scourge Hook, it's still decent. Pain Resonance is still okay. That's, you know, Dead Man's isn't as good as it used to be because it doesn't synergize with Scourge Hook. But, you know, it's still okay. So these are all, like, all of the meta perks. Pop Goes the Weasel. It doesn't suck, but it's not nearly as good as it used to be. Ruin is, I mean, Ruin is, it's ruined. Like, it deactivates as soon as you kill one person. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But it's still a Hex perk. Like, it's still gonna get cleansed in 30 seconds, and you automatically have a cleanse if someone already gets someone. So it's like, you know, I feel like the game is going to be more fun for Survivors, and the people who have been complaining about Noed for so long, it's gone. Noed is so much better now, because now you can just go find it. You just go cleanse the fucking totem. Don't even have to do it. If you really want a true meta shakeup and a true change from those slowdown perks, they're going to have to add a second objective, because as it stands, the only objective is generators. So Survivors can just, you know, crank out you just do the generators. You want the game to feel fresh? New objectives. You want, you know, different shit for Killer? New objectives. You want the slowdown meta gone? New objectives. That's what's going to happen. However, I will caution you against this, because if slowdowns get destroyed, then it's chase perks that will be used in the maximum. And chase perks are not fun to go against. Do you want to go against Bamboozle, Spirit Fury, Enduring Rage every single game for the next 2 years? Or 6 years, I guess? Probably not. But there is going to be variety, and that is what I'm saying. This is a positive change. I get that, you know, we could be worried for, you know, oh, it's going to make Survivor less fun, but give it a chance. Hear the devs out. Of course, they have made, you know, mistakes in the past, a lot of mistakes in the past, and I'm not a behavior apologist. I understand that they have really fucked up a lot of things in this game, but I feel like this is something new. This is a good change, and if when they changed Noah, they changed Dead Heart, they changed all this stuff, maybe they have been listening. Maybe they have learned to listen, and I think that we should at least hear this update out. Okay, it's gonna go on the PTB. Maybe it'll be fun. All right, maybe I'll eat my words, and this will be the least fun update of all time. But I think that there is a real chance for something fun to be here, and I want people to enjoy it as much as I will. So, you know, tell me what you think in the comments below. I want to hear everyone's opinions on this. I want to know what the general community sense is, because I've felt so much like negative stuff about it, just like in general, and so I think it would be cool to learn about this. On top of that, I really want if you have like weird builds in mind, slap them down there. Maybe I'll try them out. I don't know. Maybe we'll do them on stream. We'll do a weird build day, you know, a little theory crafting day. Thank you all so much for watching the YouTube video. Thanks for clicking on it out of all the little random Dead by Daylight YouTube videos out of there. Thank you for taking your time to stop watching that salty TTV gets angry after getting looped for 10 minutes at 5 gens, and clicking on this video, where we can have a little bit more of a constructive conversation, huh? So, thank you all so much. I hope you all have a great rest of your day or night. And I might be streaming right now if you're watching this, so maybe go check it out. All right, have a great day. Thank you so much for clicking on it, and let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below.
Straight up to heaven we